Hello everybody, before I begin this video and you'd like to use OCD Recovery's coaching services, please reach out to Phil at ocdrecovery.com and he'll get back to you as quick as he can. So yeah, today guys, I wanted to speak a bit about feeling overwhelmed by different themes. And this is something that really confused me on the recovery journey. It can feel very overwhelming when we have lots of different themes at play. So you might have a HOCD, an ROCD, a magic thinking OCD, a harm OCD, and all of those different themes. It's like playing whack-a-mole with the different themes. One day you might have a bit of that theme, the next day you might have a bit of that theme, another day you might have all of the themes rearing their head in some way or another, and it can feel very overwhelming, very confusing about how do I deal with these different themes, where do I start? So I wanted to shed a bit more light on that. So when we have multiple different themes at play, the same rules apply. Okay, so it's belief, behaviors, compulsions, reassurance, and avoidance behaviors across the board, right? So yeah, there's no right way or hierarchy to combat the different fears, to combat the different fears and themes. All right, so for example, when you're doing your disputing work, you might say, hey, I'm going to do a week on, a week off, or I'm going to do 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, whatever it might be. And I might say, yeah, for the first couple of days, I'm going to do beliefs on HOCD. Then for the next couple of days, I'm going to do beliefs on ROCD. Then the next couple of days, I might do magic thinking OCD. And then, yeah, you sort of go along with that kind of schedule. Again, it's not fixed. There isn't any right way or wrong way to dispute the different themes. If you've got one theme that's maybe more dominant than another theme, then you might want to invest a bit more time and energy into that. But again, there's no right way to do it. And when I say the word themes as well, it's important that we just don't get too entangled with that. We just have a fear, okay? And those different themes are just different ways of saying different fears. All right, so that's important. We're scared of something at the end of the day, and that's the target, that's the focus. Forget all the different themes interlocking there. There's a fear there that's driving these. Okay, so having said that, when there is numerous themes going on, maybe you've got a HOCD, an ROCD, and a harm OCD, right? What can happen is there is a common denominator between those different fears, right? So with HOCD, ROCD, and harm OCD, the common denominator there could be fear of rejection, right? So imagine the fear of rejection is at the roots of the core fears, right? And coming off that is the branches, right? So that's a different theme. So the HOCD, the ROCD, the harm OCD. So that fear of rejection, as you target that from a belief and behavioural standpoint, as you target that, the themes coming off that, they will start to gradually lose their power, right? So in this case, it won't be a case of doing HOCD, ROCD, harm OCD. When you actually target that fear of rejection, you might be doing the shame attacks, you might be looking at the irrational beliefs, the shoulds, musts, and the awfulizing. As you do that, you'll see that across the board you get progress across the different themes without necessarily having to target them individually. All right, so that's very important to remember. As you really look at the nutrients, like the core fears, in many ways, you'll see that you do get progression across the board where those core fears do emanate from, right? So yeah, if you are feeling confused, it's very important to remember that, address what the core fears are. They can be, more often than not, fears of rejection, fears of self-rejection, fear of being stuck forever, fear of never going back to how they are. And when in doubt, it's really important just to target those things, right? And yeah, of course, you can do separate belief work for more nuanced fears across the different themes. So, for an ROCD, you might be living a lie. HOCD, it might be never going back to how you were. For harm OCD, it might be going to jail. Sure, there's going to be those other different ones branching off that, but generally speaking, you can target, like I said, you can target the different things by looking at the core fears. All right, so yeah, if you are feeling confused, always remember that yes, you can dispute how you want in many ways. There's no right or wrong answer. There's no fear. There's a fear element there. You can look at the different beliefs across the different themes. Also target the core fears as well, which will give you progress across the board. But yeah, if in doubt and you're feeling confused, it always comes down to what am I scared of here? how can I reduce my catastrophized thinking on the worst case scenario? You know, how can I live my life alongside these fears and discomfort? Because that's all it comes down to, you know, with OCD across the board. It's beliefs, behaviors, dropping the compulsions, dropping the reassurances, and dropping the avoidance behaviors. Okay, so I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.